Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Friday. I am Crafty NTM, and we are having wonderful weekend plans here. Gonna kick it off with a cooking stream. We're gonna try out something new this weekend. We have a new recipe for pistachio and shrimp pasta. So I'm going to take my hand at making my own pistachio butter. I shelled the pistachios last night myself, and I don't recommend that. Buy them shelled. It's worth the extra money. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping it works out because otherwise, I don't know what I'm doing for dinner tonight. Hello, Rope Man. Alcohol, yes, I know you've already started your weekend fun. Oh, really? Someone else wants to say hi. It's Stanley the puppy, as usual. Yeah, he's looking for crumbs. He hasn't had any. He thinks he's so abused. Yeah. You are not abused. No, you're not. No, you're a good little puppy, though. Most of the time. Except when you pee in the house. Yeah. All right, puppy, say hi to everybody. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's get my hands washed here. I am looking forward to our dinner. I know Stanley is too, as he's glaring at me. Little puppy glares there. Yeah. What do you think? I know what you think. Most people who've met you know what you think. You're after one thing and one thing only. Food and treats. That is the way of the puppy. Okay. We are going to start, though, before we make dinner, with making a recipe that I just need to get set up for myself. It's a triple berry oatmeal muffin, essentially. It's something I started making back in 2020 when I started running. It's got a lot of protein in it, and it's a great morning breakfast, or in addition to my breakfast when I run, so I can get all that extra protein and help all the muscles heal up from that. So Rope Man and I started running again this week, taking advantage of the beautiful spring weather and making sure that we're staying healthy that way. So yeah, we're going to get those muffins made and in the oven, and then we'll get started on our dinner. All right, and I fixed my camera issues. Turns out it was a setting on my computer. I messed it up, wouldn't you know? It happens, especially with technology and me. I will run the machines that keep you alive, infuse your medications, but give me a computer and certain programs, and it's a little wishy-washy some days. So, okay. For our oatmeal cups, it's a two-step batter. Well, two different bowls. You have a wet bowl and a dry bowl. So we are going to start with getting a few ingredients prepped here. First of all, we are going to scoop out some coconut oil. We need the coconut oil to be soft, and I need about a tablespoon of it. I always feel like I waste here because liquid and solid don't usually equal the same for me. Maybe I'm just imagining it, but too much. We'll start with that. So I'm just going to throw this in the microwave and get this melted. Doesn't usually take too long in the microwave. It's pretty quick, especially with such a small amount. Well, actually, let me check it. Nope, not there yet. Okay. While that's going, we're going to get our oven heated up.
A stranger from the outside.
Oh, welcome, Mystic Marauder. Glad you could join us. Yes, Spot'em Gang in the house. I am doing fantastic. Thank you. It's Kinitsu as well. Glad to have you in. I do have a Spot'em Gang redeemed for everybody in there so I can keep track of all of you. Very much appreciated. Thank you, Rope Man, for modding. For those of you who are new here, Rope Man, if you've met him before, he is my husband. He does a lot of gaming. I don't game. I go ahead and I cook instead. So, yeah, I think my, there we go, that looks good. How is everybody doing? Love food. Yes, I love the food. I am all about the food. As my dog stares at me, he's all about the food too. But glad everyone's here. So happy to have some new friends in the house. I've been around Spot 'em Gang for just a little bit. Unfortunately, with my job, I'm not able to be very active in the Discord. I'm trying slowly, taking little steps to get a little bit more out there, or getting a bit more active out there. Jumping into some more streams, checking everybody out. But we're gonna start. I've got my melted coconut oil. Let's see, how did I do? Oh, just a scotch under a tablespoon. We're gonna take it and call it good. All right. We got that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put my spoon in there. Whatever melts off the spoon will work perfectly. All right. Sorry, I'm still looking at something here on my computer. My apologies. Oh, and I am gonna hit an ad break here in just a moment, so I'm gonna let that play through before we get any further with this, other than just getting a few ingredients set up. Sorry about that. I apologize to everyone that's going to be sent to ad breaks here shortly. Rope Man, you're always ready for dinner. Thank you, Mystic Marauder. I appreciate it. I know you can't see a ton of it behind me. The sun's glaring in, but the kitchen is what sold me, well, specifically me on the house. It was a building or a new build, and we were looking at some different floor plans and walked into the spec home that they had with this floor plan. I think I walked in and just like hugged the island all the way over like that and told Rope Man this is what I want, and he loves me enough that he gave it to me. So yes, I love the island, and I made sure to get outlets on both ends of the island. That was something they only had it in the plans to do one, and I said no, I will pay whatever it is to have two. So I'm not gonna complain about that. Okay, I just gotta remember which order I mix these. Okay, pour wet into dry. So we're gonna put the wet in here, the dry in the big one. I've got my banana that's all thawed out. I try and have most of my stuff ready to go, but a few things I grab on the fly. So while we're waiting for everyone to come back from ads here, we're going to go ahead and get our banana ready. So anyone is new to cooking and you wonder what to do when your bananas go bad, which, you know, does happen time to time, or not go bad, they get brown and you don't want to eat them anymore. If you don't have anything to bake with them right away, throw the whole banana in your freezer. I usually put it in a bag because otherwise they do, you know, they're fragrant. And then I just pulled this out about an hour ago, set it in a warm window, and it's mostly thawed. So it's a great way to have bananas on hand when I need them for a recipe and I don't have any at home because, you know, sometimes that cookie box or whatever it is goes empty and you want to make the item now and you don't have any brown bananas to use. So yeah, I know you guys were on ads. I'm hoping everyone's back. I didn't look down at my screen. Okay. The only bad thing about using a frozen banana is it is a little bit more watery. So take that into account with your baking, that your batter might be just a little bit looser. All right. Okay. Alrighty. Sorry, I'm just fixing some stuff on my computer here. Yes. Just a moment. Yeah. Okay. I apologize. Hopefully this will be the end of it. Okay. There we go. Done and done. Dun da da da. Sorry, we'll get back here in just a moment. All right. Okay, we're ready. We're going to get going here. I'm going to move something out of the way so I have more space to work. I need a spoon. Got to be able to stir. One nice thing with this recipe is it doesn't require a mixer, which is really helpful. So, okay, wet ingredients. We've got our banana, which we're going to just pour in here.
Fireball.
Fireball. Woo! Okay, there's that. And, yes. Hey, vaping! How's your Friday night treating you so far? I know it's early in the evening, but, it's Friday. 5 o'clock somewhere. Okay, so I've got the banana. Now I need to get my eggs. I've got my 2 eggs here. I always break my eggs into a separate bowl. These eggs come from my family's farm. And every so often you get one that, not quite as good as the other, where it gets a little old. So to make sure I don't ruin a batter when I'm baking, I will break them separately just to make sure one of them's not bad. You don't want rotten eggs in your baking. Okay. Oh, what is that? Oh, you're still working for 15. Okay. Ooh, Mexican food. Nice. We're doing semi-Italian. We'll go with that. We'll call it Italian. It's pasta. But Mexican food is always fantastic. Okay, now I need almond milk. But before I do that, I'm going to break my eggs up and get them a little bit stirred in, the yolks and the whites together. Just makes it easier to mix. You can use a mixer if you want for this. Nothing wrong with that. Stirring by hand also will work. But with Ropeman and vaping in here, we have 2/3 of the co-hosts for the Pixels and Pints podcast. I believe they are planning to be live tomorrow evening. Ropeman, vaping, let me know if that is accurate. Okay, grab my milk. Now, the original recipe for this is dairy-free, so it called for almond milk. I don't have that worry, so, hey, Zakeda! Welcome on in. How are you doing this fine and fantastic evening? I don't know if you're still working too. I know some people are. It's my half day, so I'm off for early most Fridays unless I pick up some hours. Oh, the podcast, yeah, they're quite interesting. The aim is to talk about RPG video games and beers, but they start drinking those beers while they're talking about the beers, and after the first 60 to 90 minutes, it's just hilarious to watch. So by all means, get in there, watch them tomorrow. They are a ton of fun. I'll be in the chat for them. That was a nice day off. That's good. And it sounds like you still kept yourself busy, but still, it's nice to have those days off to catch up on some of those things. Okay. And for sweetener, this recipe uses honey instead of sugar. Oh, emote making. That's, I've been reading a little bit on that. I might try my hand at that one of these days. Most of my craftiness goes to crafting. I also do crocheting. I do various sewing projects, things like that. So that is my other hobby besides cooking. And this is a lovely local honey, local to Ropeman and I here in Minnesota. They come to our farmers market every year. Just fantastic honey. Hey, Aluna. Welcome on in. Yes, Bottom Gang. Thank you all so much for joining me. Sewing stuff, I do a whole variety of things. I can sew very simple clothing. I do a lot of craft projects for our nieces and nephews. I'll make them flannel pants. This last winter, I made some purses for our nieces. I will take towels and make hooded towels with faces on them. I did a Minion and a teddy bear recently for our niece's first birthday. I will make quilts. Quilts I don't do as often because they are very time intensive. But yeah, just kind of cool stuff like that. I am having a fantastic Friday, Luna. I hope you are too. I don't know if you're still at work or not, but if not, hopefully you are enjoying your evening or afternoon. I don't know what time zone you're in now that I think about it. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Friday or Saturday, depending on where you are at. Let's look in here for my measuring spoon. There we go. Teaspoon of vanilla. Make the best every day. Yes, that is fantastic. You do a lot. Oh, cross stitch. I have done cross stitching. I struggled to do it for a long period of time. I also embroider. My grandma taught me how to do that when I was really little. I have carpal tunnel in my right hand, which is, I'm right-handed, so I have to be careful on some of those really fine skill projects like that. But yeah, Aluna, I love vanilla too. This is, I don't know if you can see it there. I brought this back from Mexico last year when Ropeman and I went there for an anniversary trip. I bought 3 bottles of it, and it smells so amazing every time I open it. Okay, so there's that. And then there is my coconut oil. All right, we got our liquids together. That's just a beautiful yellow mixture of eggs, honey, banana. Is it vanilla? Yeah. A little bit of milk. Okay. So we got our liquids done. Now we're going to get our solids mixed together. We need oatmeal. I have not made vanilla myself, Luna. That is when I finally run out of this vanilla I brought back from Mexico, I'm gonna try it. My sister has a friend who does it, so she sent me like her directions for it, which sounds super easy. It's just get your vanilla beans and your alcohol. Yep, I think she does it very similar to the way Martha Stewart does. Yeah. I've read you can use like pretty much any alcohol. My sister's friend says she tends to use vodka just because it's neutral, which I would probably do for like everyday baking, but I'm intrigued by using like bourbon, seeing what that would do to flavors, especially with certain baking. I like to bake with alcohol too. If you've caught some of my previous streams, I do a lot of cookies that have alcohol in them. Adds a nice extra little flavor. All right, so we have 2 cups of just regular rolled oats, half a cup of oat flour. Oh, yeah. Cookies. Nom, 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 nom. I love cookies. So as I mentioned, this recipe is technically can be dairy-free by subbing in almond milk for the regular milk. It's also gluten-free because you use oat flour instead of all-purpose flour. I do not have a gluten issue or sensitivity, but I liked this for the protein that it gives. So we're not going to be as exact as I am with like my cookie baking. So about a half a cup. Almost time to buy more. So I just buy a small bag of it and then I honestly keep it in the freezer to keep it fresh. Yeah, Mystic. I am a lover of almost all cookies in the world. I say almost all because I don't like coconut, like flakes of coconut. And then I also do not like a lot of nuts. So I'm actually going to move my liquids onto my stove top. That banana was a little cooler than I was expecting. And it's caused the coconut milk to resolidify, or the coconut oil to resolidify. So I've got my oven preheating and it gets pretty warm on top. So I'll set it up there and it should be just fine. All right, so we've got the flour and the oats together. Ooh, coconut's not your favorite, yeah. For me, it's the texture thing for coconut. I don't mind the flavor of it, no texture. And as far as nuts, I have no problems with nuts. I just, in general, don't want them in my baked goods. I will eat them if I can, but otherwise, if I can avoid them, I will. Vaping, you love coconut. Good for you. Good for people who do like it. It's just not my thing. All right, some baking powder. I wish I liked coconut. I never have. Never have enjoyed it to the point my mom gave me a chocolate once. She's like, oh, here, this is really good. And I took a bite of it. I'm like, there's coconut in here. And just, I couldn't get past it. Yep, exactly. You do you when it comes to food. You like coconut, you don't like coconut. Fantastic either way. I'm going to put my milk away before I forget. We don't want that to get warm. Okay, I also need a teaspoon of cinnamon. This recipe always makes my kitchen smell so good between the vanilla and all the cinnamon. Put the lime in the coconut. See, it's funny. I don't mind like coconut milk and things. I've had coconut water, just actual coconut. Ugh. And then a pinch of salt. Where's the salt? There's the salt. So when I need a pinch, I just usually pour a little bit into there. Pinch out. That looks good. Normally I just toss the rest, but I have my pan out for pasta water, so I just threw it in my pasta pan. because we're going to want to salt that pan. All right. That all stirred up. Okay. Woohoo! You love it in your coffee and you love pina coladas. Nice. I'm hit and miss on a pina colada. I'll drink it, but I'd rather have a daiquiri. Okay, so I'm just checking my liquids here. Stirring it up, I can feel the the bowl is getting warmed up here. I don't want to overheat it because there are eggs in there. We don't want the eggs to curdle. That looks pretty good. All right. Into the bowl. Yeah, vaping, I know you're more of a beer person. I'm going to be having wine tonight with dinner, but I enjoy a beer as well. I know Roatman enjoys beer too. There we go. I'll drink anything. Oh, you do beer over wine now. Okay. Wine is something I've learned to appreciate. And I think that's kind of true of a lot of beers too. You learn to appreciate good beer, specifically. You know, when you're young and just legal age to drink it, you drink the cheap crap. Yes. Roatman also got a special scotch for his birthday. His birthday's not for another month, but, you know, I can't trust that it'll still be at the liquor store in a month, because it was a special release. So, I don't know if he's planning to enjoy that later tonight, or... Yeah, have no money to... Exactly. For me, I drink so little that I usually can afford the more expensive stuff, and it just lasts a while. Same with wine. I don't like to spend a lot of money on my wine. I go out to eat, and they want to charge you $12 for a glass of wine. I'm like, I don't even like to spend that on a bottle. Ooh, tequila. I'm trying to get into tequila a little bit more. Roatman doesn't like it, so we don't have a lot in the house. If you have any good recommendations for a sipping tequila, I would gladly take that. I do like a good Pinot Grigio. Tonight we're going to have a Pecorino white wine. It's a little nutty. We had it at Easter with a ham. I thought the nuttiness of the wine might pair well with the pistachio in the pasta, so we're going to give it a try. Yeah, I do enjoy Pinot Grigios. They're such a wide range of flavors with them, like dryness and sweetness. Okay, we've got all of those. And now I need the berries. So you can do fresh berries. I've done that before. What are we making, Tiny? So in this bowl is triple berry oatmeal muffins. I like to eat these after I run. They have a lot of protein in them and a little bit of sweetness from the honey and the fruit, of course. There's also banana in there. I'm going to add the berries right now. But Tiny, glad to see you. How's your Friday going? Hopefully you get to have a weekend off of dodging tornadoes. All right, so as I was saying, you can do fresh berries in this, but I have found that frozen berries work just as well, and we always keep a bag here because Roatman likes them in his oatmeal. Ooh, strawberry banana muffins, nice. Oh, thanks for thanks for the clipboard. Yes, Roatman helped me find the background and everything, and he uses the same person.
Here we go.
Thank you for the biddies, vaping. Well, of course, Mystic, it's gotta make you hungry. That's the whole point. You come to one of my cooking streams, I want you to leave hungry and go find some dinner for yourself. Because when I'm all said and done, I plan to eat. Yes. All right, so yes, Stanley is telling me he's hungry as well. This is just a triple berry mix. It's got raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries. You could put strawberries in instead. The original recipe calls for the strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries, though. And it just kind of works out, but that's the berry blend Ropeman likes in his oatmeal. Oh, it's late here, Mystic. Oh, yeah. I get that. Absolutely. And yes, vaping is amazing. So is everybody else, though, in here. I don't play favorites, except for Ropeman and Stanley. Ropeman and Stanley are the ultimate favorites. Exactly, Aluna. I agree. So I'm just going to get those berries mixed in. And how am I doing? Yep, okay. And now for the muffin tin. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. I like to use an ice cream scoop to fill my muffin tins. About a scoop per tin. So this recipe should make right around 12 muffins. Sometimes it makes a little bit less. Just kind of depends on if I poured extra berries in there or not. The muffins aren't real thick either, so they're not meant to be real big. And the nice thing with these is you can freeze them. So I will usually just leave a couple out, and then the rest of them I throw in a Ziploc bag in my freezer, and I will usually just take them out the night before I plan to go for a run so that they're all thawed out and ready to go afterwards. Yeah, homemade cookies to store-bought, absolutely. We rarely have store-bought cookies. Usually it's like the Girl Scout cookies here because I like to support their fundraisers and their cookies are good. And then I have a weakness for Oreos. So. And this is a bit of a smaller cookie scoop. It's actually, or ice. I didn't realize I grabbed my giant cookie scoop rather than my ice cream scoop. So we're just gonna go back through and add a little bit more batter to some of these that look a little sad. Trying to even them out as much as we can. There's that. Someone send you cookies. I've been asked before, but they don't last long enough in my house to send them to anybody else. I might have to even these out a little bit. We'll see. So sometimes I do have to go in and like snipe a little bit from one of the sections that I already filled. That. All right, I'm done with my scoop. I'll spoon the rest in. They wouldn't last there either, Mystic. Yeah. That one's looking a little bit sad. Getting every last little bit that I can. I won't be able to get it all, but we'll get close. Yes, patience. Patience is a virtue. Okay, got that. Let's see. Like that one looks a little full, so we'll steal a little bit. Nice thing is these aren't like cupcakes where if you do this, you mess up their ability to rise nice, so that's a bonus. Working hard for overtime money and told to be patient, Rope Man.
Tried your best, and you failed miserably. The lesson is never try.
Which is ironic because, Rope Man and I do both actually try at our jobs. I assume Rope Man tries at his job. He's good at it, so he must try. Whoa! Thank you, Stein, for the raid. Snooze that. I had an ad break come in. We'll wait a little bit on that. Thank you very much. Oh, it's good morning for you. Good evening from me. Welcome in, Stein. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. No, I did not call for Stanley. It's Stein, not Stanley. Oh, Stanley disagrees, by the way. All right. DuckTales. Yes, making food. So, these are ready to go in the oven. These are my triple berry oatmeal cups that I will eat after I run, just for some protein. DuckTales, yes. I found these sound alert a couple of weeks ago, and it just made me smile. So here it is. Woo! It actually has the whole song, so I can listen to the whole thing. Oh, Stein, did you, were you streaming for a while, or you just been up for a while already? Oh, a little water after that. We got our first step done. Oh, you've been making food this week? Nice. What have you been cooking? I'm always interested to know what other people are cooking. 18 to 20 minutes. Okay, gotta set my timer quick. Oops. I always start a little bit on the lower end with that. Ooh, a pizza down. Have you been doing your own crust for that? Or just buying a pre-made crust? Oh no, the sauce. I buy a seasoning mix that I just add to my homemade tomato sauce for our pizza. I'm sure you can, measure out different ingredients, garlic, basil, oregano, onion, whatever it is, and put it all in there. But this is just a pre-mixed blend that I put like a tablespoon or whatever in for my tomato sauce, and it's really good. So I bought a small thing to start with, and I really liked it, so I'm going to buy a bigger bag of it next time. Yes, puppy. Hi. All right. Okay, we have to take care of some business here. Just a moment. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? There it is. We are going to give Stanley the puppy. Oh, nice. The only thing you don't make yourself is the cheese. Yeah. I've done homemade mozzarella, but I've never tried to do mozzarella that you can shred. The mozzarella I do is the really soft stuff that you just slice off and eat, basically. All right. We're going to be right back with a treat for Stanley the puppy. Yeah. You ready, puppy? Are you ready? Come on. All right. Smart bone for the dog. There you go. You can kind of see it. Ooh. Oh, eat your Doritos. All right. Which kind of Doritos? Nacho cheese, Cool Ranch. There's other flavors, but I just eat the nacho cheese one. Come here. I don't have it in my hand. Oh, sorry. What do you think, puppy? Say hi. Excuse me. For those of you who are new, this is Stanley the Pupper, the amazing Boston Terrier Chihuahua mix that is so adorable and yet so obsessed with food. Would you like that? Would you like that? There you go. And he's off. Oh, sweet chili pepper. Interesting with the cheese dip. That would probably tear my stomach up, but good for you. Cheerios in the cupboard. Yeah, sometimes that's all you got. All right, we are going to go into an ad break here in just about a minute, which is okay because we're in a little bit of an in-between period with our baking. I'm going to just kind of wipe down my countertop a little bit, and we're going to start getting things set up for the main course, which is pasta tonight. I'm hoping it's going to be good. We shall see. You never know. So, luckily, those muffins, as you can see, they're really quick to make. I mean, if I was just making them not on stream, they'd probably be practically done by now because I would have paid a lot closer attention to them as I was putting it together. All right, countertop wiped off. The dog, if anyone was wondering, has scampered upstairs to enjoy his treat. I'm going to put a few ingredients away as well. I don't need these items any longer. Right. Heard something and it was just Stanley eating his treats. Okay. All right, so I've got my baking sheet from my toaster oven out here. Ooh. Oh, learn to Google words. Yeah, I do that all the time. Oh, yeah, your sauce has a lot of garlic. Yeah. You got to be careful with that, at least for me. Love garlic, but too much is too much. Oh. Oh, what the heck is a clove? Yeah. All right, we are in ad breaks. We'll be back after ad breaks, and I'll kind of talk about what we're going to do for our main course. So in the meantime, I'm just going to put some stuff away, get things set up for my attempt to make pistachio butter, which ought to be interesting. All right, food processor. Got about a minute of ads. Oh, yeah. Stan, I get that. If you're used to grams, I'm not, but I do have a scale that I'll weigh my stuff on when it gives me that. You'll take whatever Americans use. Yeah, the garlic thing threw me off when I first learned too, but I also buy minced garlic in a jar, and a half a teaspoon equals a clove of garlic mince. So there you go. All right. Got my cookbook, the table for two. All of the recipes in here are designed for two people. What the heck? So Stein, the cloves, when you take apart the big thing of garlic, you're going to have different sizes of the cloves in there. Let me see. I actually have a clove, or I have a garlic. So, here. All right, so here is my big thing of garlic. And as I'm sure you found out, the cloves are these individual pieces that peel off. And as you peel them off, the pieces kind of from outside to inside will get smaller. Usually the outside pieces are the biggest. And so if it's calling for a large clove, I would try and take one of the bigger ones from there. I don't want to peel apart my full clove of garlic, but they do vary in size quite a bit. Yep. So this is what I'm holding here in my hand. This is a clove. But I also had to learn that I think the first time I made something with a clove of garlic, I thought it was the whole thing. I believe that it's called a head of garlic. So, lesson learned. Okay. So for my pasta, we're going to make a pistachio butter. There's my hand-shelled pistachios. Oh, Stein, yeah, you had to do that much. Yep, that sounds about right. Since I'm using my oven for the muffins, I am going to roast these in my toaster oven. I've read multiple different ways to do this. One person said if you want the greenest pistachio butter, you should blanch them first and then rub all of these little brown skins off. However, they said flavor-wise, it didn't really seem to change anything. So I'm going to go the easy way out and not blanch them. But I do have to double check. Let's see. Pistachios, 325. Just making sure I have my toaster oven set right. Okay, I'm going to let that heat up a moment. Stanley wants outside. I'll be right back. He's going to go sun himself outside. I don't blame him. It is gorgeous out there, other than just a little bit of wind. So I'm just going to throw these in there about 5 to 10 minutes. Let them cool a little bit. Then we'll pour them into the food processor and see what happens. Oh, you didn't know you'd love watching food so much. I got into this. Well, I've always loved to cook. But I watched tons of Food Network. When I was younger and Emeril Lagasse first had his show, my grandpa watched Emeril all the time. And I just thought it was so interesting watching him cook. So I've learned a lot of different techniques that way. I also watched some of the reality cooking shows, Hell's Kitchen, Top Chef, Master Chef. Most of the Gordon Ramsay stuff is good. I love to see who he's going to call a donut and also just to hear him yell the word raw, 100 times an episode, it feels like. So, set up this. Just looking at my recipe here to see if I need to do anything more. It looks like I do need to juice my lemon, and I get to use my new juicer, or my new citrus juicer. New kitchen tool. I'm excited about that. But I'm glad you're having fun, Mystic. Ooh, just starting to end up with, way too much sauce. I bet you could freeze it into portionable sizes so it doesn't go bad. That was one issue that I ran into is I made too much sauce. And I didn't make pizza for a while, and my sauce molded in the fridge. So if you haven't frozen it, I would give that a try. Oh, you can tell your husband to cook. Oh, yes. And I'll tell you, this cookbook that I'm using, this Table for Two, the first half of her cookbook is really easy. Well, I shouldn't say easy, because there's some weird stuff in here that I'm learning about, like pistachio butter. Easy in the fact that it's quick and it makes enough for two, so you don't end up with a ton of leftovers unless you want leftovers, which, I don't blame you. Some things are good as leftovers. So this is my new citrus juicer. It's got a little strainer in it, so as the seeds go out of the lemon or lime or orange or whatever you're juicing, they don't end up in your juice. And then the bottom of it actually has measuring lines on it, so I know how much I have if I have to actually measure it out. But this recipe just says juice from one lemon. So, yeah, I like leftovers too for lunch, Mystic. In the wintertime, Ropeman and I make a lot of soup, and I freeze so much soup because that's just a nice lunch to take to work, and it's easy. Yeah. Lasagna. Ooh. Yeah, you are going to freeze it. Yep. Yeah. Good call. And then you can just thaw it out. Oh, Stein, I'll show you my food processor. I have two. So I have a really big one that I use when I'm making my salsas. You can make pasta dough, pie dough in it, a bunch of other stuff too. I mainly use it for my salsa. Look at that. Look at that all gone in there. And then I have a mini one that I use for a lot more everyday stuff. Ooh, pizza for brunch? What are you putting on it? Sorry, letting Stanley back in. He was done. He was done with the outdoors. You're home alone and your parents can't stop me. Oh, mainly cheese. So here, at least in the Midwestern part of the United States, breakfast pizza is a huge thing. In Iowa, there is a gas station called Casey's, and they are known for their breakfast pizza. So usually it's things like pork sausage. I think they have a beef one. They'll put bacon on it, eggs. There's cheese as well. But I love me some breakfast pizza. Well, hopefully Stein didn't ruin the kitchen, or if he did, you cleaned it up. Your leftover bacon, nice. All right, that lemon is sufficiently juiced. And I got about 1/4 of a cup, which I'm going to assume that's about what it's supposed to make. So all the pulp and everything got left on here. And then we have pulp-free lemon juice down here. I am going to leave this on, though, just to let it keep dripping and get everything out of it that I can. All right. I have never used my food processor, though, for soup. I'll put creamy soup in my blender instead. Oh, that's your little brother's job. Nice. For dinners. Ropeman and I usually share the cleanup responsibilities. When I'm doing a lot of my big baking stuff, though, I will usually clean up as I go. So if I hit a break where it's like, okay, I got to wait now, 20, 30 minutes to do something before I can do my next step, I'll usually wash up or clean during that time. Yeah, this is my food processor. It's just a little one. So it doesn't have a lot of fancy blades in it, which is fine. I don't need it to be fancy. I make a ton of pesto in this every summer. So if you've ever made fresh pesto, this works really great for it. Or if you want to try to make fresh pesto, this works really good. I can smell the nuts. Oop, they're a little overdone. I may have killed the nuts. Yep, those are dead. I think some of them can be saved, but most of them cannot. Hey, Money! Welcome in! Yeah, they are a little over toasty. I can maybe save some of them. Nice thing is I don't need a ton. So what do I need? 2 tablespoons. So I need 4 tablespoons total, which is 1/4 of a cup. So we're going to save what I can out of here. Oops. Forgot. I should have thrown them. That's fine. It's fine. I'll throw the rest of them in here. And there's the muffins. I can already see they're not done, so we're going to give them a few more minutes. So sad. So sad. That's what I get for being creative and using my air fryer, not air fryer, toaster oven. Not open. All right, now to get crack-a-lackin' on some pistachios here. All right. Okay, Stein, that's good. You're taking turns. That works. Basically, if I find a pistachio that I can't easily open, I'm just going to set it aside for eating purposes and keep on moving because I want to keep this going here. So yeah, the unexpected portion of the evening is me shelling pistachios. And the pistachios like to fly sometimes. And I'm getting confused as to where's the ones I'm setting aside for eating and where my shells are going. It happens. Imani, how's your evening going? I know I haven't talked to you in a while. I've been not doing as much streaming as I had at first. A lot of random weird stuff going on, but trying to get back into it. Let me check my muffins again. They're close. They smell amazing. The vanilla and cinnamon really come through. Okay. Woo! Stein, you're doing all the cooking while you're... I'm assuming your parents are away for a little bit or just a couple of days. I don't know what the situation is. Growing up, my sister and I did a lot of the cooking for my mom. You know, she, being on a farm, she worked in town. She didn't get home usually till, 6 o'clock at night. And my sister and I would usually get dinner started before she got home, or at least have things like figured out what we were going to make and have everything out and ready to go. Oh, they come back after dinner. Okay, technically today for you. Yep. Cool. Saturday for you. Yep. You too. Okay. Awesome. We're getting there. I was hoping to make a big batch of the pistachio butter, but I think we're going to settle for just having some pistachio butter. The nice thing is some of these pistachios fell out of their shells, so that makes this a lot easier. No, Stanley, you're not allowed to have pistachios. Sorry, puppy. You're cute and everything, but no nuts for you. Oh, you've been told not to have dinner for them prepared. Okay. I don't know if that means that they're just going to be late getting there or they're not going to be hungry. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter for them. As long as you're getting yourself something to eat. So I initially had shelled a whole cup of pistachios. Almost there. Maybe not quite. All right. So one of the difficult things with the oatmeal muffins that I make is they don't brown a lot. So I have to just kind of judge by the edge of each of the muffins as they start to brown. That usually is the indicator that they are done. They're going to get something. Okay, McDonald's. Yeah, that works. Especially when you're traveling. Sometimes you just want something quick and easy like that. Some of the pistachios are breaking in pieces, so I'm going to eat them.
Stop
Stop pooping!
pooping.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's kind of why it's there. As a nurse, I talk about poop way too much in my day-to-day life. Either one extreme or the other. Too much or not enough. Okay. There we go. No, I'm not letting you back out, Stanley. You've been out several times. You're fine. His opinion, he's not fine, but he's fine. I promise. I don't think there is not enough. Some people really don't like to talk about it. But you know what? Everybody poops. And if you don't, you're going to have problems. That's usually when they call me. And they always have the funny ones like, oh, this is so disgusting. I'm like, I handle this on an everyday basis. It takes a lot to disgust me. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Should we talk about poop all the time? Probably not. All right. These look good. So, I don't know. I don't think it's really easy to tell from my camera here, but maybe on this one, you can see the outside edges, a little bit of browning there. So, we're going to let these cool in the pan for a little bit before we take them out. I'm just going to set them on top of the stove. And since they're done, this time I'm going to put my pistachios in the real oven. So, all in all, this detour could be a lot worse. I'm actually making pretty good time through these pistachios. Have we ruined anyone's appetite? My appetite takes a lot to be ruined. Let's just say that, being a nurse. Yeah. All right. Anyone have any fun weekend plans? To any moms in the stream, happy early Mother's Day to you. Here in the States, we're going to be celebrating Mother's Day on Sunday. I don't have any kids other than Stanley, so I guess it's doggy Mother's Day for me. Mystic did also say it was late, and eating probably wouldn't happen anyway, so hopefully it didn't ruin anything for you, Mystic. Almost. I'm just going to, whatever I have out, I'm going to try and get out of the shell, and whatever I have, I have. It'll just be a little bit smaller batch of pistachio butter. I hope it works. My first time trying to make it anyway, so new recipes are always exciting. Yeah. Oh, Master's World and Zelda tomorrow. Okay. Oh, Master's Sword. Sorry. Misread that. Yeah, getting to bed is necessary. You gotta sleep. Yeah, no worries, Mystic. I very much appreciate it. Stop by anytime. I'm usually streaming every Friday, U.S. Midwestern time, so feel free to join in. It was great to have you. All right. A much smaller amount of pistachio. We work with what we got, right? That should give me the right amount of butter. Get all of these shells thrown away. Yeah, definitely not a meal for someone who's allergic to nuts. Okay. Got the lemon juiced. Okay, actually, I do need those garlic cloves. I just realized that. This recipe does not call for minced garlic. It calls for cracked garlic. So we can do that. All right. Yeah, it's very flaky garlic. And there you go. This is actually, so this is more of a medium size clove. And then this last piece it broke off is kind of smaller. So that's what I would call kind of a slightly smaller clove. And then some of them come through all shriveled up. And that was what that other piece that broke off there did. Let's see if I can get one more like tiny clove off of here. This one looks, yeah. And this is what I would qualify as a really small clove. So. I think there's another small one hanging out right next to it. Well, that's way too small. It's nothing. It's fine. Okay. Oh, no, it is. So this is what I thought it was one singular clove. It was actually an itty bitty one and two kind of smaller ones. So we'll call that good for my cloves. Oops. Wild pistachio across the island. I shall eat it. All right. Now, crushed garlic. I think there's different things you can do. I just do that. So it loosens up the skin and it kind of crushes it into pieces. You can always crush it a second time if you don't feel like it's enough. I'm not overly concerned. Because, I can't even remember where this goes. Okay, let me just double check. Pasta, blue basil leaf, pistachio butter, olive oil, salt, lemon juice. Okay, the garlic goes in with the shrimp as it's cooking. So yeah, just gently push the flat end of your knife onto your garlic and it will crush it down. Yeah, teeny clove. No, you're only allergic to the air you breathe. You and Ropeman, Stein. Ropeman did all the allergy testing and he's allergic to the outside. For the most part. Allergy meds are a wonderful thing for him. Otherwise, he would never be able to breathe through his nose. A larger knife would have worked better for this, but I wasn't going to get a bigger knife out and dirty since I didn't need it. That one just kind of got obliterated. My garlic's getting old is my issue, so it's getting a little soft. It's partly why I tend to use pre-minced garlic. It doesn't go bad as fast, but there are times when you do need the cloves, so I will sometimes have both in the house. All right, there we go. Now my hands are all sticky. All right. Okay, I think this is done. Yep. We don't want to over roast them. Learned my lesson the hard way last time, so there they are. I'm just going to set them here. They need to cool just a little bit. I'm going to move my garlic towards the stove. And I'm also going to get my pan of water ready to go here for the pasta. I got my, some of my new cookware arrived. Roatman surprised me as an early birthday / doggy Mother's Day present with Hexclad cookware. Our cookware was starting to see better days, and I'd been talking about getting something new for a little bit, so he found this for me. I am excited to use it. I cooked some asparagus in it last night, and that worked pretty good. Now, before I start on the pistachio butter, I'm just going to get the muffins on a cooling rack so that they don't cook too much. So I have a cooling sheet at the edge of my island. Unfortunately, my camera isn't going to quite reach there right now. But what I usually do is take a spatula, a spoon or something, just kind of try and loosen it up and lift them up and out. Yep, this one's going to break apart. A little broken, but you can see it's nicely browned on the sides, so whew, it almost went for a ride. Oh. These are not coming out very nice. I'm going to let them cool just a little bit longer in the pan, I think. All right. We'll put that aside. On to the pistachios. Okay. I did read you can add a little bit of oil to help with the emulsification of this, but I'm going to be adding oil into the sauce, so I think I'm going to skip that step unless it looks like it's necessary. Statue got it away from Stanley. He's safe. He's safe. Okay. All right. So according to the instructions that I've read, it will first turn into a flour, then a paste, then a liquid. Valkyrie! Hi! Yes, we had some oatmeal berry cup muffins. Oh, yes! Sorry, I say your name, and look who comes and wants to say hi, Valkyrie. Oh, we just started ads, too. Oh! Hey, Valkyrie! I said your name, and Stanley's like, ooh, Valkyrie, where is she? Where is she? Yeah. Yep. I caught that I was in an ad break there. Stanley has already had his TREAT. Don't let him fool anybody. Don't let him fool you. Yeah, mwah, you're cute. No, I'm not giving you anything else. Not until your dinner time. Which he believes is now. So, yes, yay, you're back. I'm back. So, Velka, yes, I made some oatmeal berry muffins, and now I'm going to try to make pistachio butter. My first attempt at it, I killed the pistachios in the oven, so attempt number 2 right here. So, I apologize for the sound. I do have my sound filter on, so it should help a little bit. According to the instructions I read, this is going to first turn into a flour, then a paste, and then it will liquefy itself. So, let's find out. Nope. It's got little crumbles. So I started it on the chop setting. I'll probably eventually turn it to puree. Hi. One thing I did read is that I need to pay attention to the temperature of my machine and my bowl because this is really hard on the machine. I also believe this is going to take quite a while. You don't have problems, Valkyrie. I just hope that I have enough stuff in there for it to work. I had originally planned to make a bigger batch, but in the interest of time and knowing how long it took me to shell the pistachios last night, I just basically made enough for what I think I need for today. It does look like my pistachios are going to be a little bit more brown than green. It happens. I didn't take the step to take the skins off of all of them. So it is what it is. Smells very nutty though. Yeah, I think I'm running into a slight problem with quantity. I am gonna add, I think, a little bit of oil to it. Not a lot. Come on, 4. Go. Yeah. It's definitely turning into a paste. Now I just gotta get it to liquefy. Okay. Yep, it's just pasting itself down there. Okay. I did add a little bit more olive oil to it. That's what I was pouring in the spout there. Okay, so my initial instinct that I needed to make a larger batch was right. I did think up a backup plan, though, if this fails. I have basil. I can make pesto. I'm going to try and pulse it a little bit more and see if that helps. Kind of working in there. It is very pasty. It's following the path it said it would. Always interesting trying new things. There we go. Yeah, it's so pasty right now that it does not want to stay in one spot. It'll be okay. Always add a little bit more olive oil to it. I'll just subtract a little bit of the oil from the regular recipe if I need to. I'm going to let that finish straining in, and then I'm going to scrape it again. We're getting there. Give it a few more good pulses here, and then I think we'll move on to calling that buttered. Yeah, so it's a quantity thing for me. I didn't put enough pistachios in there. It's pretty liquidy, though. I mean, it's almost that peanut butter consistency, so I think I'm just going to call it good. All right, we got that. All right, so I'm going to turn my stove on. Heavily salted water. And I'm going to get my prawns ready. Or shrimp. I am going to need my food processor to finish making the sauce. So we are going to just set that aside. Ooh, pesto. Yep, I've done pesto before, Valkyrie. But it looks like this is going to work, so we're going to go with it. Since this was my original plan. And it's going to have basil in it too, so I think that'll help green it up. I don't know if I want to take the time to blanch and peel pistachios in the future. We'll see. Maybe someday when I'm feeling ambitious and having a lot of time. I'm looking forward to gardening, or to the garden coming in so that I can make fresh pesto again. I make tons of pesto with our basil every year. But do you have any plans this weekend, Valkyrie? Are you going to be out streaming? I got the smaller shrimp. It talks about butterflying them, but I think these are small enough I don't need to. So we're going to skip that step. All right. Okay, well, that's easy enough. That'll be an easy step to do. I want to get my water boiling before I start cooking the shrimp. So go back to just the camera here. Hi. All right. Let's set that up there so it's out of the way. Get rid of this. We're going to use what's left of my basil plant here. This is just one of those grocery store plants. I also have some other stuff some additional basil that I bought from the store, but this plant is on its last limb anyway. I didn't take my basil in a way that kept the plant living. So we're just going to take what's left, and the plant goes bye-bye, and I buy a new one for my garden here in a week or so. And then Ropeman and I get fresh basil in like 2 months. Maybe not even that long. You never know. The rest of these are kind of sad. Not the best dirt that they put these in. Good. Bye-bye basil plants. Excuse me, Stanley. So I've got the rest of my basil here. Farmer's market tomorrow, nice. Our local farmer's market doesn't start till the Saturday after Memorial Day. There is a big one that they do up in St. Paul, but it's really early, so they don't have a ton of stuff yet, and it's not worth the headache of driving and parking downtown. So my plans tomorrow are hopefully to buy or to go to the Home Depot and get stuff for my actual garden. I need to get some compost, just some, mainly compost. I have fertilizer already that I'll put in there and get it all tilled up and ready to go. I'm hoping to plant my garden probably not next week. That's still a little early here for Minnesota, where we can often have frosts until Memorial Day, so probably not next week yet, unless the weather looks really good. Oh, 10 minutes, nice. Once it really gets going in the summer, it's pretty good. They've got a lot of stuff, but early on, it's pretty sparse around here. All right. I'm going to try and get the muffins out of here. The pan's a little cooler, so I'm hoping... So I don't put muffin cups in this. There, I can. I'll rotate. I'll see if you can. There. I stay on camera a little bit that way. Ooh, that's cool air coming in cup. Had my patio door open. I just closed it part way so we don't get too much cool air in here. But yeah, I'm just gonna work on getting the muffins out of the muffin tin.
To alcohol.
Alcohol. Who's drinking?
Solution to
Ropeman. Okay, yes, of
life's
course.
Problems.
Especially considering what you're working on right now, I don't blame you for drinking. A little bit of muffin. Not bad. So I think since I used a frozen banana on this, the batter came together just a little bit softer than it normally would. Which, long run, not an issue because I'm going to freeze them and that kind of dries them up a little bit. But makes it harder to get them out of the muffin tin. So I might have to go to putting muffin cups in these just to make my life easier. Almost done with them, though. Three more left. Oh, there we go. I'm getting hungry too, Rope Man. I know you said earlier you were hungry. Now I am too. Smelling these muffins. I promise, once I get going on dinner, it won't take long. Just got to get the water boiling. Figuring out the new pans and how fast they heat up. Still waiting on the rest of them to show up, but we at least got part of them.
From the outside.
Ooh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in peace. Thank you. Appreciate anybody new. It's always fun to have new people hanging around. I am Crafty Auntie M. I am in the middle, or just finishing up some berry oatmeal muffins. I will eat those after I run. Just for some good protein. And this is the finished product. Let's see. A brain drill, or AI brain drill. Did I read that right? Welcome, welcome. Glad you could join me. Again, I'm Crafty Auntie M. It's Friday night, so we're cooking dinner. I usually like to try fun new recipes, so we're trying a pistachio shrimp pasta. I made pistachio butter, sort of. We'll see what it tastes like. I have Stanley at my side. He wants to join in as usual. Okay. Just reading my recipe for steps in the right order here. Excuse me, Stanley. I got tiny bubbles forming on my stovetop. I flipped the camera over that direction, but it's water boiling. It's not that exciting, I promise. Yeah, so I've got shrimp, I've got basil, which smells fantastic. I'm just waiting for my water to boil. Once I get my pasta in there, we'll start a few of the other steps here. I'm actually going to move my shrimp, though, out of the way. That's going. We're going to start getting the sauce cooking. Let's see. Yep, there you go. Okay, there's the right camera. All right, so we've got our pistachio butter. Mine is all brown because I didn't take the step to blanch them and peel the skins off. So tastes like a grainy peanut butter. All right, cool. So in here, we want basil. And she said a handful of basil leaves, so that was a good handful. I like basil. I don't think you can go wrong with it in this. There's the basil. I've got the pistachio butter in there already. I need... Ooh, it calls for 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay. One. 2, 3, and not quite 4 because I did add a little oil into this as I was trying to make the pistachio butter. So, lesson I learned, pistachio butter, make a bigger batch. All right, I've got the olive oil. I'm not going to put salt in there. I'm going to taste it before I salt it. Just might not end up needing it. All right, and I have water boiling. So I am going to get my pasta. So she measures her pasta, but this tells me 1 serving, 2 servings, so I just dumped out of the 2 serving side. And we're going to call that good. All right, pasta's in the water. So Roatman, I would assume probably 20 minutes. Just giving you a rough estimate here. Got my lemon juice. I squeezed that earlier, so that's nice and fresh. And we're gonna pulp it. That is gross looking, by the way. Just how it like splattered everywhere. So this pasta sauce is not gonna win awards for beauty. I can see why they suggest to take the step of getting these skins off the pistachios. So it's getting there. Just trying to get all the pistachio butter off the bottom so that it incorporates better. I'm just going to set that there for now. Woo. Yep. Kind of looks right. I'm going to lift this up for a moment. Just to make it a little easier to scrape the bottom of this. I think I was getting some of that pistachio butter stuck under there. Okay. And overall, though, it's nice and smooth. Everything is well incorporated. I don't think I'm going to blitz it anymore. Or pulse it. Whatever the right term is, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay. Just get as much of this off of the lid as I can. Oh, there you go. There's that. Now, most of the rest of this will take place on the stove. So I'm going to pick this up, put my food processor away, and I will rotate my big camera so you can all see somewhat what I'm doing. Okay. Want to make sure I've got all of my steps. And I was wrong. I'm supposed to add a little pasta water in here and mix it up again. Sip. Womp womp. Get my food processor back out. Well, my recipe holder hid that side of it. That's my bad. It's fine. I'll just wash off my lid. Quick wash. We'll be back into what we're supposed to do in just a minute. Aren't new recipes fun? Okay. Let that sit there. that up there. All right. There we go. We're going to rotate that. I'm just going to set my overhead camera up here, so hopefully you'll be able to see everything here in just a moment. I'm going to move a few things. There's that. How did I go? Yeah, that looks pretty darn good there. It's a little crooked, but yeah. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, so we've got the pasta cooking. I'm going to start heating my pan that I'm going to cook my shrimp in. Working with one of my new pans. It's not a skillet, but it's a small amount of shrimp, so I think it'll work. Sorry, I swapped in front of the camera there. Butter. Teaspoon of butter, so not very much. All right. I'm gonna go like that. It might be a bit much, we'll see. I'll leave a little bit off to the side here. So, just gonna melt the butter here. The new pans say you don't need very much heat. You don't need a lot of oil, so we're gonna put that to the test tonight. Yes, timer. I hear you. Keep that heating there. I am going to get my strainer out because the pasta is about done. That's actually a little bit al dente yet. I'm going to give it another minute or two. One more. We'll start with 1 minute. We'll go with a minute here. And I'm going to get my ladle. I'm going to ladle off pasta water. I'm not going to actually pour it in. I'm just using it to hold the drips. I've got some of the pasta water in there. I might need a little bit more, not 100% sure. I can always add if I need to. And I can also add the liquid right into the pan after I put the pasta and everything in there if I feel like it's a little too loose. Ad breaks, yes, I'm just noticing that. Okay. Yes. Garlic in. We're going to save a little bit more of that pasta water just in case the sauce ends up being thick. I don't think it will be. It looks like we've got a pretty thin sauce already, so I'm anticipating it's going to stay that way. I'm just going to add our shrimp in. Normally a sauté pan would be better because there's more room in there to brown it, but the shrimp is really small, so I'm not overly concerned. I'm just going to move it around quite a bit. And we're going to dump the pasta so that it does not overcook. As Stanley comes by to see what's going on, he loves coming towards the stove when we're sauteing things. Yes, you do. You're always looking for crumbs and remnants. Okay, welcome back everyone who's getting back from ads. I know we're in a little bit of the quieter portion of our cooking now that I'm into the dinner mode. That, and I think a lot of people are probably trying to get dinner for themselves straightened out in the States here. It is that time of day. All right. That is just about done. Okay. We are going to add our pasta sauce. Which, sadly, color-wise is not all that appealing. That's on me. The lemon juice is strong in this. She said the juice of a whole lemon, and I think I should have done half. Yep. Lemony pasta, here we come. Add a little bit of salt, that might help. Yeah, definitely has enough acid to it. And pasta in. Turn it down just a little bit. Just trying to heat up that sauce. Get the noodles warmed back up. They've been sitting for a little bit. And I'm going to add just a little bit more pasta water. You know, the color evened out a lot more than I thought it would. I was really thinking we were going to have kind of a brown pasta sauce here. The lemon is a little better once it's mixed in with everything. Forgot to bring over my salt and pepper here, so we're going to put some cracked pepper in there. A bit of salt. Get that in there again. I just want a little pasta. Just a little pasta. And I'll just take a little sauce then. Still a touch lemony, but not as bad. If I put a little bit, just a little bit more pasta water in. A little more salt and pepper. So the pistachio butter was essentially really salty tasting. So I was worried about over salting it, but I think it's okay. So it's always best to add salt a little bit at a time. Because you can add, but you can't really subtract. Well, I'm gonna add something. Sorry, as I walk in front of the camera again. I'm gonna add a little bit of my sun-dried tomatoes to it. I think that might help a little bit. So, literally just forking them out into here. Plus, it'll add a little extra texture to it. I do love sun-dried tomatoes with shrimp and pasta, so. There it is. Okay. So I did undercook my pasta a little bit, undercook the shrimp a little bit, knowing that as I'm trying to get my sauce to congeal here, it would take it, and it would finish cooking it. So, unfortunately, the tomatoes skewed the color of this, but I think we'll be fine. I am going to top it with a little bit of cheese. A little bit more salt there. If you're cooking for other people, don't lick your fingers. For me and Rope Man, I let him kiss me. He lets me kiss him, so, you know, it's all fine. All right. Now we are going to get ready to serve. I got just a little tiny bit of butter here left from before. I'm just going to throw that in. Might as well. It's not going to hurt anything in there. Okay, we're going to adjust back to here. Put my food processor away for the second time. I really am done with it now. So I don't make anybody motion sick, but we are about done. We are just about done here. So you heard that, Rope Man? Just about there. Okay. Basically, I want you to be able to see me serve it. Minimal mess in the kitchen. There's a mess, don't get me wrong. There's always a mess at the end of a crafty cooking stream. It wouldn't be a successful stream if it wasn't. Okay, so there is our pasta. A little bit of tomatoes added in for fun. Trying to be all fancy and it's not really. So, we're just going to do the best we can. I'm scooping most of the pasta out initially, and then we'll worry about getting the shrimps in there. Even that out a little bit. The cookbook writer made hers so much nicer looking. Okay. All right. We have pasta. And a doll. So we got some Pecorino Romano cheese. Sprinkle that on. Might add a little bit more in a minute, but for now, this is what we're going to start with. And then to finish it, we'll put a little parsley. I don't keep fresh parsley usually around, so I just put it dried. All right. There we have it. Just one moment. I gotta grab one more thing. You can't have pasta without wine, in my opinion. So there you have it. We have our pistachio pasta with some shrimp and sun-dried tomatoes, all ready to go. Oh, Rootman's grabbing the, excuse my nose, it just went crazy. I'm gonna grab wine glasses. Would you like to join me with some wine?
Yes. And you should find somebody to raid into.
I should, shouldn't I?
Yes, you should.
Keep the fun going.
Absolutely. See if anybody on the Sodom gang is live.
Let's take a peek here. What is going on in the world? Been so focused on cooking for myself. I know, yeah. They said there was a chance of storms popping up, so
I don't.
you don't want to go outside?
I know we have to, but
Yeah. It's kind of a quiet evening out there. Workman, do you see somebody that
hold on. I'm on it.
you're on it? So we look at that list too. Here, let's switch out of here. Hi. Okay.
Lord_Wolfgang.
Okay. We can do that. Lord Wolfgang. Spot'em gang member. So everybody, thank you all very much for joining me tonight. Yeah, I had a few hiccups with the recipe, but overall it was a good evening. I'm looking forward to some good meal and a good glass of wine and relaxing this evening. So we are going to raid out here and everyone hang out, and we're going to have keep the fun going. Lord Wolfgang Abiotic Factor. All right. But again, once more, thank you everybody for coming out tonight. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the Spot'em gang for jumping in. Love you guys all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful evening.